Hello guys, welcome back. So in our previous video, we look at how we can create a new C++ project. So when we've created a new C++ project, our compiler will give us this piece of code. So in this video, we are going to explain what each line of code does and why we are using all these line of codes. Because whenever we want to write any program in C++, we are going to be using all these line of codes in order for our program to run or to execute correctly. So in our first line, you can see that we are having something here. We have this hash include. So in this case, we are including an external streaming file or an external file, which is the input and output stream. So basically what happened is that C++ is not providing us with any input and output stream. We have to import it, or in this case, we have to include it in our program if we want to use it in our program. So, and then the next line of code here is what we call the namespace. So by namespace, it means all the keyword, all the C++ syntax, we are going to be including them, or we are importing them, or we want to be using them in our C++ program. So we have to tell the C++ compiler that we want to use our all the C++ syntax or namespaces, the standard library we are using. So, and then the next line of code here that you can see is our function. So in any C++ program, we must have at least one function. So this function is where our program start executing or start running. So and how we create a function is by writing the function type. In this case, the type of the data that that function is going to be returning to us, and then the name of our first function must be name main. That is why you are seeing this main, and it must be name main, and we must have at least one, and this is the first one. This is the super function that we have in any C++ program, the main function, and this is known as the parameter or argument, input by double parentheses. So and then we have the function body here. So this is where we are going to be writing any program that we want to write. So it's going to go inside our function body. So after that, we are having this return type. So in this case, we are returning 0. So by returning 0, 0 is an integer, and the type of our function too is what the is an integer. So in this case, we are returning 0. We are returning integer to our function. Our function is returning integer type to us. So now what happened is that we are going to be writing our program here on top, and then whenever our program doesn't have any error, and whenever our program reaches this line of code, it reaches here, that means to say it means that our program runs successfully and there is no any error. So that is the meaning of this return 0. So once we got this return 0, it means that our program is compiled, or it runs what successfully. So that is what all this syntax does. And whenever we want to create any program, we must include all these syntax or all these libraries and functions for our program to run or to execute correctly. So thank you very much. We meet in our next episode. Bye.